G'day viewers, here we are with some news for Train Sim World 6, and it is the first DLC, West Coast Main Line, Birmingham Crewe, coming soon. So let's just run their little video. Actually, let me make sure I've got the mixer set up properly so you can actually hear the browser because it's not normally on. Here we go. Let's run this. Got the class 350. Another 350.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Stafford, Rugeley Trent Valley, Lichfield Trent Valley, Tamworth, Aston, London.
So it's got announcements. It's in interim liveries. British Transport Police livery is interesting. I saw that train. Well, there we go, Birmingham New Street. Get ready for more content in Train Sim World 6, and as usual I read these articles to improve the accessibility of the information for those who can't or won't go and read it for themselves, and add my own elements of fun, joy, and sometimes sarcasm. Right, West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe with Train Sim World add-ons, and I think I might take these headphones off, because they're now unnecessary. So, we've got a big pile of Train Sim World compatible stuff. Great. If you're new to Train Sim World 6, really, are you? This may well be the first add-on that you decide to add to your collection. Adding extra route and locomotive add-ons gives you more routes to explore and more trains to operate. In some cases, they can also bring more services and gameplay to routes already in your collection. We can look about the existing add-ons, but who cares? We want to look at Birmingham to Crewe. I recently spent some time on Birmingham to Crewe with someone that's quite a cool person. I won't mention their name though. All right, we've got the class 350s. All Aboard Studios are a partner program developer headed up by Dan and Kieran. We are a team built on passion, expertise, and a drive to push railway simulation further than ever before. That's a pretty big boast, Dan and Kieran. With years of experience in both game development and the railway industry, our expert team has been behind a variety of releases for Train Sim World and Train Simulator Classic, crafting detailed routes, rolling stock, and immersive environments that players have enjoyed for years. Now we're bringing that knowledge, skill, and ambition into our own Train Sim World releases, and we couldn't be more excited to share what's coming. So in other words, they've worked on contract, and they're now working on third party. The first route, West Coast Birmingham to Crewe Loco add-on, will be the Avanti West Coast Class 805, were then announced in the Dovetail Direct and the August roadmap. More details in the 805 at a later date. Birmingham Crewe via the Black Country. Right, there's the descriptive screen, 50 plus miles through the suburban Black Country. Railway locations, Birmingham New Street, Crewe, Basford Hall, Oxley Car and Soho depots. Lots of layers, Class 390 Pendolino, Class 220 Voyager. Freight, rail tours and more, which need additional content, of course. The stations are Crewe, Basford Hall, Stafford, Penkridge, Oxley Car Depot, Wolverhampton Steel Terminal, Coastleigh, Tipton, Dudley Port, Sandwell and Dudley, Smethwick Galton Bridge, Smethwick Rolfe Street, Soho Depot, Birmingham New Street. Smethwick Galton Bridge is actually a really interesting station. It's a cross because two lines cross each other like this. and they're on separate levels, and you can get just all sorts of paths between them, and it's got this relatively clever coloured line thing that you normally only see in places like hospitals that help you find your way from one station platform to another one. It's in the West Midlands, UK, 53 miles, 11 train stations, multiple Class 350 electric multiple unit variants, including 350-235 in the British Transport Police livery. See it, say it, sorted. We'll blow them up. Alrighty. Another stretch of the West Coast Main Line brings with it both familiar and new locations to Train Sim World at heart of the urban West Midlands. All Aboard Studios' first release for Train Sim World takes you straight into the modern mainline action of the West Midlands and North West with a fast-paced electrified corridor packed with energy, contrast and realism. See here a Class 350 cruising through a restricted access point. The West Coast Main Line, actually we should talk about what they're for, because you can see they don't really go anywhere, and you see them on UK railways all over the place. They are for on-tracking road rail equipment, so if you maintenance equipment and things like that. The West Coast Main Line was built by many smaller companies during the birth of the railway era, but the central and oldest section of the route was the Grand Junction Railway. Perhaps one of the eldest long-distance railways in the world, the Grand Junction Railway was designed to link the famed Liverpool and Manchester to Birmingham. Their chosen route weaved out of Birmingham to Stafford via Wolverhampton before heading up to Crewe. You can see here the Victorian arches linked with the very modern graffiti and rubbish. Perfect. In the following years since its opening in 1837, with additions like the Stour Valley Line via Dudley, the line played a strategic role in the development of the industrial Black Country and saw a boom in traffic. With the eventual merge to create the London and North Western Railway and later the London Midland Scotland, I think, the route became a vital section of the West Coast Main Line, Britain's busiest main line. There's Birmingham New Street, looking very shiny. The add-on depicates the West Coast Main Line as it operates in the 21st century, circa 2019. Your journey begins at Birmingham New Street, Britain's busiest station outside of London. Players of the Birmingham Cross-City route will be familiar with the cavernous nature of its platforms, brutalist signal box, and regenerated facade. There's a shopping centre on top of it, which I had no idea about it until I visited it with a friend. New for Train Sim World 6 is the full implementation of passenger and platform announcements, meaning Birmingham New Street will be in full voice listing of station stops far and wide for the various services that arrive and depart there. Passenger ambience will be heard depending on train loadings. From the deep platforms beneath the city, just 2 electrified lines carry you north to pastures new, climbing out into the open air and into the heart of the Black Country, named for its industrial coal mining blast. I just said industrial. I'm clever. Now we have Smethwick Rolfe Street, which looks like it's actually another one with a potential train crossing over the top of it. But, yeah. I shall explore Smethwick Galton Bridge and tell you how accurate it is. What follows is a powerful sequence of locations that define the region's railway identity. As you pass through Smethwick, Oldbury, Dudley and Tipton, the industrial heartbeat of the Black Country pulses around you. Chimneys, canals, factories and terrace rows frame the railway, telling a story of hard-working communities and proud industrial heritage. It is gritty, atmospheric and unmistakably urban, and pretty crappy in some places. Then comes Wolverhampton. You rise above the city, sweeping across rooftops and past the iconic football ground before arriving at the high-level platforms of this key interchange. Here lines from Shrewsbury, Stafford, Bescot and Birmingham all converge, making Wolverhampton one of the most operationally significant points on the route. I have been to Wolverhampton as well, so we'll be having a look around. North of Wolverhampton, the scene transforms, the city noise fades, and you enter the broad rural landscape of Staffordshire. The run into Staffordshire brings open track, steady gradients, and clear skies. It is here you join the core of the West Coast Main Line. You will pass through Penkridge and into the modernised layout at Norton Bridge. where the grade-separated flyovers and bypass lines at Great Bridgeford allow for smooth, uninterrupted movement. Every detail has been built to reflect the current day infrastructure. So we have a couple of trains sitting in the station. One of them is heading for London Euston, which the route doesn't go to. Your final approach into Crewe is a railway experience in itself. Long known as a major hub in the national network, Crewe features wide sweeping platforms, complex track layouts and operational detail at every turn. It is a fitting endpoint for a route defined by pace, presence and purpose. Players of the Spirit of Steam add-on will have an experience at this station, the expansive yards circa 1958, whereas West Coast Birmingham Crewe shows this location in its contemporary guise. There's some musical notes on a bridge there. I'm kind of hoping that they include the heritage area just near Crewe. The route is filled with detail from football stadiums at Wolverhampton and Crewe to hand-placed industrial and residential scenery in Soho, Oldbury and Stafford. This is a railway environment that feels lived in. Almost 100 bespoke bridges have been created. Suck that, Gen 8 people. Including the musical bridge at Tipton, custom overhead line equipment installed throughout and every station built using real references from the period. West Coast Main Line Birmingham Crewe is more than just a railway line, it's a living network shaped by the people, places and trains that use it every day. And I know people who actually work on this, so yes, hopefully they've been heavily involved in it. Nice spotty bug-stained 350 there, good to see. The Class 350 Desiro, yes, another train with a car alarm. These electric multiple units were introduced into the national network in 2005 and into TrainSim World with the West Coast Main Line London to Milton Keynes route for TrainSim World 5. In this add-on, these familiar and trusted units appear in all three subclasses, the 351, 2 and 3, each delivered with their own distinct livery, just as they would have been seen in 2019. From interior layouts to visual features and branding, every variation has been recreated. We can see there the police train. Adding an extra layer of personality to the route is 350-235, wearing its unique British Transport Police livery. You will see this eye-catching unit throughout your drives, appearing across the timetable as it follows its real-world diagram. A selection of train faults are planned for the Class 350 to be implemented in this route add-on in a post-release patch. The Class 350 electric multiple unit is included in the West Coast Main Line Birmingham Crewe route add-on. Players do not need to own previously released content to access this train. Timetable and service layers. The Class 220 Voyager, Class 390 Pendolino and more. We can see a Class 87 in the background there as well. Interesting crossover time frame. There are 522 playable services waiting in timetable mode and some 2,000 in all, including AI. With a full weekday of operations represented, you will take on everything from first light commuter runs to mid-afternoon stoppers and evening express services. Whether running non-stop from Wolverhampton to Crewe or stopping at every station from Birmingham northwards, every journey offers something different. All Aboard Studios will be providing a full breakdown of the layers and service patterns in their own dev diary, but to give you a flavour, we've listed the add-ons required to add more playable and AI services to the timetable. The full list of add-ons are the Cross Country Class 220 Voyager from Deluxe Edition, or you can buy it by itself. The Avanti West Coast 3 Class 390 Pendolino. The West Midlands Railway Cross Country Class 170 DMU. The Cardiff City Network for Transport for Wales services, Birmingham Cross City for empty car stock moves with the Class 323, Midland Mainline, Class 158 AI services, West Coast Mainline, London Milton Keynes for freight, and Cargo Line Volume 3. It's an unusual cooperation between third parties there, that's good. So we've got quite the different mix of traffic going through here, so that's quite good. See a light loco move, also good to see. Rail tour services also layer from West Coast Main Line, Preston Carlisle, Spirit of Steam, and the LNER Class 8 A3 60103 Flying Scotsman. 4472. Scenarios, collectibles, and mastery challenges will always be available as per most TrainSim World route add-ons. There we go. So we have a TSR in place there. Plus, keep an eye out for temporary speed restrictions, as with the core TSW6 routes, these will appear with random events toggled to on in the main menu. Train Sim World 6 West Coast Main Line Birmingham Crewe will release soon for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Epic Games Store, and Steam. Ooh, no Gen 8. There you go. Gen 8, get out, mate. Well, we've been saying it for a while that Gen 8 just can't handle the pace. There you go. Train Sim World 6 Birmingham Crewe. So there will be a preview with Harry, Matt, and the faceless Dan and the faceless Kieran. It's kind of sad, really. But anyway, so join the team. Yet to upgrade to Train Sim World 6. Well, we won't go down into the ad down below, but yes, if you haven't upgraded, you can do it for free. Free. Just do it. You know you want to. Well, even if you don't, you should. Now, an interesting question came up on my Discord, which was, let me just, am I showing you wavelength for this entire thing? No, it's fine. Sorry. I got distracted for a moment. I'll just bring this over. There was a question on my Discord about where is Watford on this route. Well, this is Birmingham New Street to Crewe. Okay, so this is the route in the game. And Watford is not on the route because there's Watford there, down at London. So I'm not sure what prompted the question, but I just thought I'd put it in the video because, well, Watford's not on the route. Sorry. Alrighty, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. And as always, any questions or comments, chuck them down below. I can see what I can do to help you out. I'm quite interested in this one because I did actually ride on this line quite a bit in my UK holiday out with a good mate. So, yeah, good fun. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, and we shall see you later. When I say we, I mean me.
We played a game.